Jameson.
I got two. First for Chucky, just obviously after what you went through last year, was last year's ECF more of a, obviously being a new experience, more of a glow kind of feeling, whereas this one maybe feel a little bit more business, just given the fact that you were here and already did this last year?
I mean, I think, yeah, a little bit of that last year. I think we were just kind of riding the wave and going into it, much like this year. But going into this, we know what it's going to take to ultimately come out on top. So, last year was a good conference final, even though we won 4 straight. But we're expecting the Rangers to give us a very good challenge. They've been the best team all regular season, and so far they're the best team in playoffs. So it should be it's a great opportunity for us to show what we're capable of, but it's going to be a great series.
And then for Sasha, you and Troch obviously spent a lot of years together. Just have you talked to him at all, and what's it like just kind of meeting down the road here after so many years apart, just kind of seeing each other again in a big series?
Well, yeah, I mean, whenever we play against each other, we obviously cross paths and maybe say hi, but obviously not during this time, maybe after. So I'm happy for him. He's doing really well here, and he's playing really well. So I'm really happy for him.
Left side, front row.
Yeah, for Matthew, Boston series, bunch of assists, no goals. You obviously a bunch of shots on goal. I know during the beginning of the regular season you found ways to impact the game outside of scoring. Just how much did that help you with what's going on in the playoffs? And obviously, I know the selflessness of the group, knowing as long as if somebody's scoring, you guys are fine with how it is. Just how much is that the mentality part of that helped you as you got through that second round?
Well, I think that's the mindset of everybody in our lineup. It doesn't matter who's scoring the goals, who's making the plays, who's doing the hits, who's blocking the shots. Just everybody's got a chip in some way, and it could be somebody different each and every night. But you have to find a way to positively impact your team. So, I'd say last series was not a ton of goal scoring and more of the playmaking, but more of the physicality. But we'll see what this round holds for myself and the team. But whatever I can for it to be a positive impact for the team, it's gonna kind of whatever it takes type of mindset for us. So, it starts with Barkey and myself and leading the way, and playing the right way, and ultimately just showing the guys that we're going to do whatever it takes to come out on top here.
Front right.
Hey guys, I'm Josh from Fox down in Miami. Matthew was listening earlier when you're talking to Pat McAfee. Just how much do you feel more eyes on you guys at this stage versus maybe the rest of the season?
Yeah, well, we're the only game on. On the nights we're playing, there's nobody else. There's nobody else on, so all eyes will be on us. And that just adds on to the whole New York City MSG playing the number 1 team in the league. It's just it all adds up right now. So this is a very exciting time of year to begin with, no matter who you're playing, and just to be playing the New York Rangers. It just adds so much to it. So this is a huge stage for us, for our team, and it's different than last year for sure. So we're really looking forward to it.
Left side, front row.
And this is for both of you. Paul Murray said training camp is the foundation of what this team has been able to accomplish this season. What's been the biggest thing that stands out to you about how that has translated to what you've been able to do thus far?
Of course, it starts with the working hard, and that's what you do during the camp. Obviously, Paul's camps are really intense and a lot of hard work, and you can't quit at any time. So it starts there, and then when the regular season starts, like in all those tough situations, tough travels and tough moments in the game, you've been kind of through it a little bit in the camp. So it helps a lot when you're facing a lot of adversity and that type of stuff. So we've done it now twice, and the camp twice. So we've been through that. So it helps a lot in the games.
Yeah, camp's brutal. So I think if anything, it just brings you closer together, and at a time of year like this, you need to be as tight as possible, and that's not an issue with our group at all.
On the right side, third row.
Hey, Sasha. You've obviously been with the team now for over a decade, the franchise for over a decade. It's assumed that you guys are not going to play for championships, which is obviously not how it had always been for the Panthers. And I was wondering, from your perspective, just to think about the way the franchise has evolved in that decade to now being where they are as one of the elite teams in the league?
Well, it's a lot of fun to be a part of that, especially the way my first few years. Obviously, as an individual, my first few years, I was just trying to make sure I wanna make the team and wanna play in NHL, and obviously fortunate that I was a Panther since day one and made the team and played. But now ever since that, I feel like it would be nice to have a good team and to play really well and make the playoffs and make some runs. And I feel like that's last few years have been that. So it's the best time of my life right now, and enjoying every single day and making these playoff runs. And obviously we have ultimate goal here in front of us, and we're working really hard every single day to achieve that.
The right side, second row, Luke.
Matthew, in what ways do you see New York as a different threat or a different challenge than Tampa and Boston?
I would say, well, they're similar to Tampa with their power play and penalty kill and goaltending. I think that's pretty similar to Tampa. I would say they are very, very talented up front, and their defense kind of can do it all type of defense. I would say to Boston, their defensive game is hard, kind of like they were, but I'd say they're more like a Tampa than Boston. So we've got our hands full with some of their forwards up front and their speed and their skill. Got to stay out of the box against them, but I think the main thing right now is what we've been dealing with all playoffs, and that's one of their big strengths is in goal. So we have to get in front of them like we've been able to do with Vasilevsky and Swayman the last few series, and Shesterkin's playing unbelievable right now. So I'd say that's one of, if not their biggest strength. So I guess there's really not a whole lot of differences between the three teams that we're playing. Maybe Boston a little bit with their defensive game, but they're three great teams. So when you have teams like that, it's hard to pick what's similar and different. They've been all great challenges.